labels are not here to give you money in hopes it works out in terms of not having it be repayable. It is completely repayable. It is a glorified loan. So I think artists need to have, there needs to be more education around that and knowing what they're getting in for. So if they are signing a $2 million deal and with that they release an album and they go on tour, but all of that only brings in, $1.8 million in revenue, let's say, they're still in debt to the label, $200,000 plus, those royalties, because interest basically, because the label's not in this to break even, they're in this to make money. So at that point, what the artist has to do, being in debt $200,000, which is a lot of money, is they pretty much have to sign another deal, putting themselves more in debt, but hoping this time that it's going to work out. Hello, you beautiful music creatives, and welcome back to Music Talks. My name is Mack, the founder of Musician Guidance, and in today's episode, we will be talking all about the challenges of a bedroom producer and artist, and start a discussion about what could be done better in the music business to support independent music creatives. Our guest today is a self-proclaimed bedroom producer. It's Bad Monkey. Bad Monkey, how are you doing today?
Thank you so much. Thank you having me here. These subjects that I want to talk to so a long time, and this is a good opportunity for me also to explain my ideas, opinions, and I hope we will have a good time.
Absolutely. I'm sure we will. And I do think it is a much needed episode too. So again, I want to thank you for being on it. And I know it's unfair to put you in this kind of hot seat of representing all bedroom producers and artists, out there, but I do think
Yeah.
it will kickstart a really great conversation. And
Yeah.
before we get into that conversation though, would you mind sharing with our community just a little bit more about yourself?
Me, as you said, my artist name Bad Monkey, my real name Arkan. I'm living in Istanbul, Turkey. My journey actually started the DJing, and I went to the course about this. After the finishing the, I applied to some clubs, the local clubs here, and I played these and other some little local festivals. And I passed around to 5 years like this. And after that, I realized I want to play my own music,
Hmm.
and started watching some tutorials about the production, of course, and even for the accelerating this learning part, I want another course here. There is some the local guys which is they are so good, and I finished that course also as a production. And now around I can say 5 6 years ago this one happened. So totally all this electronic music journey that I can say the around to this 10 11 years to DJing and
Okay.
as a producer. And but the last I can say the two around almost 3 years I am releasing the music, almost release the around the 30 tracks.
Right
Even
on.
there is some more actually coming now, and so I am trying to do my best as a bedroom producer. I have a goals, and I am trying to reach them. I am also getting evolving myself actually, because this also the evolving the even if I get any succeed about my goals, I think that this is not gonna happen because the every day is changing as a techniques, as a the some the new plugins, the new VSTs, and so you need to get to adapt yourself. So this teaching part I think never ending, but
Right.
at least as a some level I think that I feel the kind of the I can say the good level. And as I said, there's some goals as a big labels, as a big festivals, trying to reach those goals
Hmm.
like this.
Awesome. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing that. And for this episode, I think to really make it as beneficial as possible, we talked about you playing kind of the bedroom producer there. I'm going to be the snobby executive that everyone hates to play devil's advocate maybe to some ideas, with the goal being not to shut any ideas down, but to be realistic about what could happen moving forward. So we can try and find that balance between, needs of a bedroom producer or, independent music creatives and the needs of services or businesses and labels. So we can find that middle ground. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, of course, actually, because there is no just one direction about this particular issue. Of course, I am a
Right.
little bit, of course, the bedroom producer side, upcoming artist side, because I know these problems, and I have a lot of friends as upcoming producers, and when I see them, we have so common problems,
Hmm.
and just I want to a little bit shout out about this, and then maybe we can change them some ideas, or giving some ideas to these big companies and to the market, and maybe they can understand better this side, because I feel a little bit we already understand their side, because the music also is a emotional job actually, firstly, and because you are putting your emotion there, and but even while explaining, I am saying the job, so it means it's a business.
Right.
So also all these upcoming the artists, they want to be successful, the artist in the future, and the making the money from the music in the end. So it means they also they think about this as a profession
Hmm.
and a business. Of course, there is a this side, and the this side a little bit maybe sharp, and some business rules is going there, and just I am also, while doing this music journey, running the family company, and because of this, I know about what is the business, and because of this, I am familiar about these rules, this and that. But the music one, I don't see, or I don't want to see. I should take the same level like some other business, like some industrial production, something. So just these aspects, these angles that I want to touch, and as I said, if our shots, maybe someone gonna hurt, and it can be some new ideas for them, for these guys, because I think also always these industry always need the new guys, because this is not the long live, and you can do this, I don't know, very long time. Okay, we have a very big guys now like a Tiesto, Armin, they're over the 50s,
Hmm.
50 years old guys, this and that, but in the end there's a limitation there. And also you can start like a 18 20 these things, and the 50 60, even the 50 60, actually we are managing it mostly, not like you are working as a upcoming artist times actually. So because of this, I think that every year it should put to the market the new guys, and these new comers should come in. But for this, industry and the market should open about this, and there should be some opportunities. There is opportunities, but the reasonable opportunities, maybe I should say, should be on the industry, and we can enter as a upcoming artist, and then we can achieve our dreams in that way.
Right. But before we get too ahead of ourselves here, I think you mentioned some great things that we'll dive into later on.
Yeah.
Starting off, I want to kind of touch on the challenges. You were mentioning a few of them there, and maybe things that could be done better, which again we'll dive into more. But as a bedroom producer, what are the everyday challenges that you're facing in this music business?
I think we should put the as a pressure after the production thing. I think the production should be on your pocket, and it's so much leading to the person. How much you work, you will get the result. This is depend on you, not these companies or anything about the market. This is just about you. But after this production part, other part is starting, and marketing is the headline. But under the marketing, a lot of things is happening, and you can do it this marketing by yourself, and you can do the paid marketing thing. So first one, by yourself part, challenging part is the time, especially if you are working, running the company, something, doing the production, and after the marketing your songs to by yourself, you need the time. You
Mhm.
need the time already production, and after that you need to create the time the marketing, and this creation, that process is consuming so much time. And I don't think uh, a lot of bedroom producers doesn't have that time, because they just think about the morning 7 o'clock, go to your work, came to 5, 6, 7, and after that eat something, sit, produce, release day, start. Even the before the release day, you need to start at least 2 weeks ago, something. You need to give those times. So you need to choose, actually. You are cutting your production time, and they're giving the marketing. So, and these marketing things also, uh, you need to have the knowledge, because all these areas actually is a profession. You know, when you check the website, like the putting the jobs there, there is a identity, the social content manager, you know, and or the marketing, the manager, and or especially for the Instagram one, or the TikTok one, the YouTube one, and there's a lot of platform there, and each of them you have to know how to use it, how to prepare it, and all these things. Normally, you need to get specialized, and you need to understand how you make it. And this is actually, I think it needs the knowledge, and if there is the knowledge, this is the profession, it's a job, and you are doing this to everything, because at least for me, I don't want to take my phone, making the some, the 15 second, 30 seconds video, and just to throw it to the all socials, because in the end is not going to work, because you are just throwing in, you are not putting any meaning there, you are not preparing, because this is also, you need to put some writings there about, if it is your release, it should be some this preparation, and also your video, it should be some quality. Okay, I'm not talking about the some 4K or something, but it should be some story, and you cannot just throw it something there. So all these things, time consuming. So, and then you have to do this by yourself, and even the lack of this knowledge, you have no idea. Even let's say that you do it, but you don't know what's gonna happen, because you are doing it. Even while doing it, you are learning these things. But what's happening, even maybe you have some $10, $20, $50 something, and you are putting some ads, some boots, this and that, trying to reach the people, but as a return is gonna return, or this 30, 50 is gonna be enough, or this is gonna be wasted. So I tried some of them, actually. Until now, it's wasted, actually. But without doing it, you are the zero. When you're doing it, it's happening the 0.1, let's say. You are not getting because the return is so low about these ads, and for the meaningful return, you have to put the meaningful money there. And if you don't have this money, even the making those kind of things is getting the meaningless, actually. But in the other hand, when you are not doing it, you are feeling, I'm not doing any marketing, how I'm gonna reach the people, just putting the all these videos to the socials. Okay, you have just some friends, this and that, and some 30, 50 likes is not going to take somewhere, you know.
Mhm. Yeah,
And yeah,
I can appreciate that where it seems like there's no right outcome. Like as you touched on, if you spend the money, you could just lose that, get nothing from it. On the other side, if you don't spend the money, then you don't have that chance, right, of reaching the right audience and the right people. One thing I would say to that, just to kind of play devil's advocate, is what I've found, and we work with artists that have $0 budget to, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I have seen artists burn tens of thousands of dollars by, putting money into ads. And you were mentioning there that you do need a substantial amount, and you absolutely do, but at the core of it is a strategy. I know of artists that have $0 budget that have been able to build, email lists of a few thousand people, which isn't like an insane amount, but they're able to monetize it and start making money off their music. On the flip side, again, I know of artists that have spent $10,000 but didn't have a strategy. So they would be getting views on TikTok, views on, their music videos, they'd be getting Spotify streams, but they weren't building a fan base and they weren't able to monetize that career. So just to throw back a question to you, kind of in terms of, you mentioned like not having enough time, totally understand, appreciate that. There are, I mean, artificial intelligence is helping with that in a bit. You look at ChatGPT, there's a lot of things in the music business too that can help you create music videos, and I don't want to get too much into that. But going back to the, I guess, the education standpoint of it, there is a ton of information out there, and some of it is great, some of it is awful. What do you think would help you as a, bedroom producer and aspiring music creative, I'll say, to, because you are limited on time, so what would help you kind of know which information is best, I'll guess, and using that smartly so that you don't have to be working these extensive amount of hours to get this result. If you work a little smarter by having this certain information, you're able to kind of leapfrog your way, up the ladder to success, so to speak. What would help you with that?
as you said, actually, this the AI thing is started, but even the if you check now, even the Chat GBT and the last AI found the one AI the creating the content. Actually, you are putting your logo and the what you are doing, the selling music, other things, whatever, and they creating the content, this and that. But this AI thing, in the end, yes, it's a kind of the shortcut. But for the all of the areas, not just on the music, I think the in the end, as a last touch, it should be some human touch, I feel, because the
I
this
agree.
is the yeah, this is the making more easier. But what is the thing again there? Even the the Chat GBT, there is a paid version too, and working more well the the unpaid one, and this other example creating content, it's not free. That you have to pay. Nothing free in this world actually, and these shortcuts there, but
Can I
or
rebuttal that for 1 second? Because
yeah,
I agree, there's no such thing as a free lunch. That's
mm,
but at the same time, with this era of, empowerment with social media, you are able to pick up a smartphone, which, you know, many, kids have nowadays. They are able to record themselves singing or recording themselves dancing for a TikTok and upload that to TikTok, Instagram, etc., where they don't need a budget. Yes, the phone costs a stupid amount of money nowadays, but at the same time, most people do already have that, so they are able to create content for free once they have the phone. Would you agree with that? And are you thinking that maybe that just because they can create it, they're not able to get the eyes on it?
I agree, but I agree about this way. Yes, the social media, they're giving this chance to everyone, but this everyone is a lot. So picking up some examples, and one guy, one girl, the putting the camera, playing the guitar, singing, and it's going the viral, and showing to me or the upcoming producers, look, he did it, she did it. This is not a good example because the, I don't know, now we are the 8 billion people, and let's say as a young guys, I don't know, we are the 2 billion or something, and then we are talking about the just the one, or the we can talk about the some 1,000 people the happening like this, you know. And taking this example and giving to the bedroom producers is I don't know, it's seem to me not fair still, because they already as a bedroom producer they are doing it, they are putting their how they make this production, or the putting the some little tips, tricks, videos, this and that, but the not happening the so lucky video, and how you said that this other one, you know. So luck is important for everyone, not just the music. And yeah, and I am not blaming those people because the you know the luck came to them. Okay, good for them, but because of the luck came to it doesn't mean that it's gonna come to everyone. And so sometimes also you need to create your luck, you know, you should be the right time and the right place, these kind of things. And there are for the especially the music industry, there is a very other dynamics also, you know, even the your country is affecting your networking, you know. And for example, the country, the electronic music culture is not like the Europe or the US. All my friends saying so for the networking, the Arkan, you should go outside and you should talk to people, this DJ, this and that. Yes, it's a right call, but I am doing the bass house, future house, and the bass tech house genres, and these genres is not going at Turkey. You know, the our guys mainly listening the techno, minimal techno, these kind of things, and some big guys coming here there every year. And even the I gave this example during the ADE 2 weeks or the 3 weeks ago. Armin van Buuren came to the Turkey for the show, and the previous Armin van Buuren show at Turkey, I remember 5 or 6 years ago. So think about the, you know, the every 5 years the Armin is coming, but the at least the Holland, for example, I don't know, it can be every 3 months, every 6 months, something, I guess. So they can join that network, and they can meet someone, this and that. This is about the luck person. I got far away a little bit. The social thing, the social thing, there is a pros and the cons. It's open for the everyone, and it's coming to fair to everyone actually. But the about the using it is not fair in that way, I think, because also those platforms uh, did not create by these owners for the uh, good for the people, you know, because they made those companies, they want to make a money. In the end, they need the again the good videos, and these videos should keep the people for the normal audience in these platforms. So it's starting here the, you know, the definition about your thing. Again, I'm gonna say you cannot throw just the social media content like this. You need to give time. You need to specify about this, and you have to knowledge about what you are doing. So
Yeah.
again, there are some guys about the luck, smiling them, again good for them, but it's not happening for the everyone. So still, if you have a time, you have to do this time. I mean, you have to spend this time to yourself. If you have a money,
Mhm.
you need to get some, you know, the experienced guy to do this for you.
L- there's a few things I agree with and a few things I maybe want to challenge you on a bit. I think that luck is thrown around maybe a little. I think luck, don't get me wrong, I think you always need luck to succeed, but I think when we see these people blow up on social media platforms, it is not as they're not as lucky as people may think they are. They are putting in the work behind the scenes, and I know I might not see it because it's like they're doing these like goofy dances on TikTok and they blow up, but they could have had 1,000 other dances that didn't blow up, and they figured out what type of dance their audience wanted. So I think yes, there's still luck, you know, in play, but it is also studying what was working, studying what didn't work, learning all these dances, putting it up on social media, taking that hate, taking that blame, because it's not easy to, post something on social media nowadays with everybody wanting to tear you down for your success. So I definitely think luck does come into play. I do think though there is a lot of hard work, and even with artists that we work with, that you know a lot of the times what we put out to the public is only what we want people to know, which maybe is that the brand is a little bit sillier, a little bit goofier, but behind the scenes when we're having these meetings, like we're meticulously planning this and it's more so a professional strategy. So I guess what I want to say is I think social media is great in the sense that it allows everybody to share that. With that being said, I don't think the spotlight is necessarily meant for everyone. And I personally think that 95% of the people that are creating um great content rise to the top. Now, whether anything comes from that is different because that's goes beyond just the content they create. That goes into the work ethic. That goes into if they're professional. That goes into so much more than just the quality of the content, which is where, other deals can come from. Just because somebody is in the public eye and is receiving a lot of views, engagement, etc., doesn't mean they're going to get this next opportunity if they are not pleasant to be around, which I know seems weird considering a lot of the times when somebody has a public outbreak and says something controversial, that the next thing they're doing is signing a book deal or getting signed to a record label because they have this following that people obviously want to take advantage of. And I don't dispute that. But one thing I will touch on and ask you again is do you think everyone should, regardless of, I guess, the quality that they're making or the message they're putting out there, have I don't know if fair chance is the right phrase, but get a fair time in the spotlight, I guess I'll say.
I think the also I want to say that about the luck while you talking, there's a one point, and at that point you should do your work first, of course. I'm always saying in the end, the, for example, you want to be music producer, okay, this is your wish, but you are putting your time there, your hard
Mm,
work there. All these things should happen, and then my ideas or my opinion is coming after this action. After that,
right.
I'm talking about this luck. I am not talking about just the city, or even the doesn't mean that everyone can be music producer. Maybe one day one experienced guy they gonna tell to my face, the bad monkey, you are struggling and trying to do something, but the man, the you are not the guy. You are not the
Right.
belong to here, and you don't have a ear, and you don't have a talent. Maybe they gonna tell me this, and so because of this, there is so much profession, and that everyone not doing the music. In the end, is a talent, and after this talent, you have to put the hard work, and this is the general thing for the anything I think,
Hmm.
and it works for the music also. And after that, I'm talking about mostly. You have to do this job part to 100%. And but after that, this luck part, the it can be unfair times, this and that, or just you can play this guitar the 1 million times, but the 1 million time you can blow up something because of this social media issue currently now. So I was talking about this thing, and also I want to lead this thing. Actually, I forgot your this last question when I'm talking about it. What was your question?
Just that if you think everyone kind of deserves that spot in the spotlight on social media.
Everyone thing, I think that depends about how they work. I think because then uh, again, nothing is free in this world. You have to work, and you have to put your thing there, and the social media one of them, and it's about the thinking. Working at the company is the same thing. If you do some good work, you will get your salary. If you do some extra work, you will get some promotion, and maybe you status you get higher the other year, and you will get more money, this and that. So these steps is happening or the it's the same thing for the happening the music thing too, I think. So this work thing should happen. You have to do this. There is no way there
Right.
is no other way actually in the end. So
Yeah.
just about the music thing, I just remembered. Just there are some guys, there is no any music knowledge, anything, but they have a influence power, and that they are getting the music industry. And for example, this is so unfair, and I'm always keep forgetting this Italian guy. What was the name? Giovanni something. I don't know. The releasing at the spinning. The all probably bedroom producers, the first or the top three won the spinning records, the releasing there, right? But this guy releasing, and I would like to ask to him actually, does he know how to open the door at on the laptop, and or the even the does he know the what though in the market actually when they
Mhm.
saying the Logic, Ableton Studio on something, he's gonna understand what it is. Okay, I have respect for the whole entertainment part. Also, if they don't have the knowledge about the production, DJing, these kind of things, and just there's a one point. I think that when the bedroom producers seeing that kind of is going more and more, these things pushing to them. Okay, if I have some average quality track, and if I combine this some, I'm sorry, but the silly some dances or something, it's gonna work because those videos pushing them to that area. And but when here some conferences or the some big labels, YouTube videos, this and that, they always saying the music is important. Yes, music should be important because we are doing the music, right? But the real life is not going like this, I think, because as I said, all these social media platforms, especially this TikTok and after that the Instagram thing, pushing the bedroom producers to do this way. And like me, if you don't have any talent to do some silly dances, some actions, this and that, uh, you are not moving, because the also as a feeling, I'm sorry, but I don't want to do this dance, because I am not a dancer. I am the production guy. I want to produce my music. I want to put it out there. Okay, reaching the people. This marketing again, it's working for the all kind of industries, and the music, the one of them. But I want to do my music marketing. I don't want to do my music marketing with silly dances or some silly moves or something or the unrelated something about the music. Why it should be like this? I think it shouldn't be like this. The music speak itself, and so this is the a little bit the bad area I see too, and also even though I'm seeing some guys actually starting to doing that kind of things as upcoming producers because they see the market working like this, but this is the right way. I don't know, and I'm not sure. Normally, my heart. wants to say it shouldn't be.
Hmm.
But the reality saying the sorry is working in this way now. And
Well,
but this is the another bad point I think about social media also.
well, I agree with you. I think there are so many avenues in the music business though, and yes, I will agree that those visual aspects of what I'll call them, whether it's dancing or whatever it be, along with the music on social media is what works, I'll say, generalized.
Mm-hmm.
The issue I have in kind of generalizing everything in the music business under that is that that's really only for those that, want to be in the spotlight. And I don't think everyone is meant for the spotlight. Like if you want, you mentioned that it should be focused on the music itself. And
Mm-hmm.
there are definitely avenues in the music business where that's the thing that's true, such as sync licensing, where it doesn't matter if you can do a dance to it. It just matters if the song and the track is of amazing quality that is going to fit the visual aspect that it is paired with. So I think there are
Mm-hmm.
definitely still areas in the business that maybe artists, producers don't know of. And I think there could maybe be a better job of presenting all these ideas because there are probably like 50 jobs in all honesty in the music business that you could do. And I look at myself who has no talent singing, no talent, playing any instrument apart from a little alto saxophone. But and if I tried to be in the spotlight like that, I know I would be wasting my time, money, and mental well-being with all the backlash I would get for it. So I agree that if you do want to be in the spotlight, you do have to have this visual aspect that maybe is off brand or maybe that you don't know how to do. But I think it's also that not everyone is meant for the spotlight. And that if you want to create great music, there is still an avenue for you to do that. Like when you look at some of the biggest artists of the day, I wouldn't say they're the best singers or the best, dancers on stage or whatever it may be, but they have that pizzazz about them, whatever it is, good or bad, they have that reason people, can't take their eyes off them. And yeah, so I think if you are wanting to be in the spotlight, I mean, I totally agree. You have to do things that could be considered silly, strange, dumb, weird, but it works. And what labels look for is not necessarily just the great music. It's what sells. If it sells, look, here's a contract. Let's make some money off you. So I would agree from that. Agree from a lot of
I
that.
have a, I have a one point about this as a the general idea, not
Yeah.
just on the music. The weird things. The how can I say? Um, when you see the one people suddenly shouting on the street, and saying mumbling something is gonna be weird, right? Because normally people don't do this if there's no any illness or sickness, something, something. Normal people don't shout on the street, right? But sometimes actually, as a person, we want to do those kind of things, and some people doing these things like how can I explain this then? As a normal people, you want to do something, but this is the unoperate things that the doing that kind of thing is against the rule or against some invisible rules in the population, this and that, and you are not doing it because you feel that this is not right, shouting on the street suddenly and scaring the people. But some guys, which I called these doing the weird things, why also those people can say the don't watch, I am just doing it. So don't watch it if you don't like it. They can say like this.
Hmm.
But why is the getting so popular, this and that? I think because of this reason, because the every person, me, you, this and that, we have some weird ideas, yes, and but because of the our I don't know, the education, the respect angle, and again these invisible rules, this and that, we are not doing those kind of things, but those guys doing it, and like we are feeling it ourselves in those people, these influence guys, and so maybe because of this is getting so popular. The guy maybe wants to dance like him, her, but he's not able to doing it, or that he's so shy about doing it, and but this guy is making it, like he's the finding himself in his moves or his dance, and because of this is getting so popular. Like you are finding your emotion on those people. So it's a kind of the, how can I say, unsolved area, because we cannot say to those people, you cannot do these things. They can, they are free, and they can. And just I am trying to say why it's working. Even still the any regular person opening this video saying the, oh, this is so silly, and I never do this and that. Believe me, actually, he wants to do it because of this. He's watching it, and because of this, also is getting the so popular this and that, and getting returned to those people.
Mhm.
Uh, just is a little bit happening too much in the music industry, I think, and in my perspective, the when we are going more away from the music, I'm getting a little bit sad, because it again, like I said, the music speak itself first, and after that, of course, this business also entertained, and it should give the some emotions to do these audience, to these people, regular people
Mhm.
in the end, and the entertainment business in the end.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm not saying just it should be stoned, like a freeze. It's not that kind of things in the end, but the music should come first, I think.
I would agree in saying we're losing the art of music is being lost in general through, I mean, you look at songs, even how they used to be over 7 minutes. Now they're
Mhm.
pretty much 3 minutes.
Yeah,
I think we all know that they're going to be trending down downwards into whatever
yeah.
you want to call it, whether it's moments or something else, where you're listening to like a 30-second, song, whatever it may be. I think we can both agree on that. As for the other stuff, I mean, it's what sells. Like you mentioned, a kid sees somebody dancing, they're either living vicariously through them or they want to, go do it themselves. So I think we could talk about that for a long time. What I want to do is I want to move on to kind of the financial side, I'll say, because we talked about, independent artists, bedroom producers, whatever we want to label them, not having a lot of time because music's not paying the bills at the start. So they do have a job. Maybe they're in school, whatever it may be. And for them to invest in themselves, whether that be marketing, whether that be uh, gear, whatever it may be, there are large upfront costs to them. Costs that are, especially big when they're not making anything from their music at the start. So what do you think could be put in place, I guess, to support those up and coming music creatives, and minimize the investment for them?
I think there is no minimized investment. I think the music is the expensive thing, I think,
Mhm.
because even just the, if we think about only the production wise, you need to have the laptop, you need to have a DAW, and even without buying the any, let's say, VSTs, using these DAW plugins, this and that itself, you can make music, right? But at least you need to some decent laptop, desktop, something, and you need to DAW. And even for this, actually, it needs money. And after this, there is a lot of things as the VSTs, FX, this and that, all these shortcuts. They need the money too, and even a little bit out of the subject. All these things making the mainly Europe and the US the companies, and when you compare these countries and kind of the rest of the world, like again this Turkey or the East, the Europe, maybe we can say, and the rest of the other world, even the buying those OST is actually costing so much. And a little example about the Turkey now, the $1 is almost a Turkish lira. So it means I have to pay the 30 times more as a Turkish lira.
Right.
So this is also a little bit pain point about the
It's
music.
there's no doubt about it. The music business is very expensive. Do you
Yeah.
think there's a solution though, in terms of like I don't look, I don't know the cost of all this stuff, but let's just assume as a company to be in business, they have to make a profit. Whether their margins 10%, 20%, 50%, I don't know, but they obviously have to sell it for a certain price to achieve, a profit to stay in business. And so I'm not gonna like say that they're overpriced or underpriced because I don't know what their costs are. I do know they are expensive, but
Mm.
let's say the company can't reduce the cost because can't reduce the price for a consumer. So yes, it's a big hurdle for independent artists, but the company can't do anything. Let's just have that assumption out there. What do you think could be a solution to you know making this more accessible, I guess, to people like, and especially in Turkey where I can't believe 30 to that's wow, that's 30
That's
Turkish lira for
insane.
$1.
Yeah. Um, I think for the beginning, as I said, the starting it, I think there's no solution. You
Okay.
need to have this money in the beginning somehow for the laptop and the buying this dough. And for the other things, there are, at least some subscription fees and that gonna use the in that way at least the monthly paying it this and that. And let's say the skip this part and you started the releasing and this marketing part is coming. And the marketing part, again, you have to reach the audience, and for this you have to use the marketing tools. And again, when you do this yourself, when I explained before, you have to this knowledge, you can use your time, you can try to learn doing by yourself, and do on your budget this and that. But this budget also should be something, not
Mhm.
some small things not working there, as my experience. And paid ones, my idea in the end, again, this is the when I see the other side, those guys, studied the marketing. They know the how the the doing this marketing, especially for the music, about the Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, these kind of things, because they studied, they spend this time. So of course they're gonna ask money for it to do it for you. And just for this, it can be again some like a plugins company doing it, monthly subscription. It can happen, whatever the you are releasing or not releasing. And just that kind of thing, you can subscribe to these companies. And when you releasing it, like your money is gonna collect, and when you're releasing it, they're gonna use that money for you, you know and like it's think about you are saving up the you're releasing, you know and putting the some, I don't know, 10, 15, $20 subscription thing. And you are make a deal when you release it to use with these guys, the marketing guys. It can be like this. It can be some pre payment first. Let's say, I don't know, the 100, 300, $500 campaign you want to do this the companies. It can be divided, the some 50-50. They can start because those promotions that at least it's going to do for some companies doing the 6 weeks. And they can take the half of it in the beginning. And when the finishing the campaign, it can they can take the rest of it. um for this, maybe those companies, they're gonna say maybe not possible, but the
I'll tell you what they'll say. I'll tell you
uh
what they'll say. I'll tell you what they
okay.
say because we've experiment we do like those marketing sorry, subscription plans, payment plans. We've done exactly what you're kind of talking about too, 50/50, and it's worked. We've also been burned on it, speaking completely transparency. And the way we've been burned on it is we always have contracts in place, but let's say an artist pays us 50% deposit to handle, let's just say it's doing some Spotify digital marketing for them. For what we do for
Mhm,
Spotify digital marketing, we run ads directly on Spotify. So we have, salaries to pay people. We also have those ad costs. So 50%,
mhm,
doesn't cover that. And
mhm,
so it's all great in saying, look, pay 50%, we'll get you these results. Once you see these results, then we'll invoice you for the other 50%. The problem is, once the client has received, the full 100% results for 50% of the price, it's not always easy to get that other 50% from them. Even with an agreement in place, it's not worth,
mhm.
the company's money to chase them down over that other 50%, assuming it's, nothing insane. Normally it's a couple $100. So that's what companies will say. I do think there are still some ways around it, such as, um, and what we do is kind of doing the work as the client pays X amount of, so let's say they put a 50% deposit on it, we would only do 50% of the work. We wouldn't be able to do,
Mm,
the full 100%. So it would be like, look, you pay us 50%, we'll give you 50% so you can see that this is what you can expect for the remainder of it. And at that
mhm,
point, it's minimized their investment. The company isn't taking any financial risk. Is that something that
mhm.
you think could be a potential solution?
Like this, and every country has a different system also. But for this, I thought, of course, as a company side, you are right too. But maybe not at the end. That you can take the money in the start. You can take if it is 4 weeks, and the second week again you can take the for the rest of the other week. And
Mhm.
when it's not paying and from the customer card, the credit card, something, they're gonna know actually this promotion is gonna stop, you know. And or like you said, this is another solution on your side. You can start what you have, and generally, I want to say, look, um, as an artist side, you have to invest, and you have to invest not knowing what's gonna happen. As I said, as this hardware and the software, marketing, this and that. Okay, everything needs the money, and but no one is saying to you what is the result gonna be. So in artist side is a little bit more bad actually, and also I am thinking even for the label side also, I am thinking the same thing. If you are doing something as a business, not just on the music, you have to some capital about this, and this capital is gonna give you some options to do creating some marketing strategies for the different customers, because in the end, your customers not going to have all of them, the upcoming producers, the some guys have the money in the end, and they don't have any problem, so you can serve them too. But for these guys, and it can happen in that way. And when uh, of course, as you said, you need to pay your rent, your salaries, these things is running your company. But also as a companies, these companies should have the power too, because in the other hand, when there's nothing, I don't see any risk for those companies too, because you are taking the whole money in the beginning, and you are saying I'm gonna do this for you. So just you are selling the knowledge here. Okay, you are saying to me, I studied this, I know how is doing that marketing thing, and that this is my cost, and if you pay me, I'm gonna do this. But I don't have any idea about the result is gonna be good, how I want this and that, and I'm giving my whole money in the beginning, And also, if you think, I'm not talking about you, of course, but there are a lot of scammers about this part too. Even as a person, as a company, they are taking your money, but they are doing nothing. And after taking the money back, this and that is not happening. It happened on me recently, even it happened on me, and so just I took back the half of it.
Mhm.
and the guy actually didn't do the anything. And then I said to just prove me about it's about the label pitching.
Mhm.
And I said just take the some screenshot and send to me as a proof you did something for me, because I waited the 1 month. I sent it this money. I waited 1 month, and I'm asking the proof. The guy doesn't give the any proof, and still, the I could just back to my half money. This is
Right.
unfair too, And,
Well, I mean,
so
I agree with that. I think that's there are always scammers. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I know
yeah,
I've been scammed personally. What I would say is, and they're definitely I mean, I haven't worked in every industry, but the ones I have worked in, I'd say there's been more scammers in the music business than the other industries I worked in. But what I
yes.
would kind of say to that is too, there are a lot of reputable companies too, and I playing this snobby executive, I would say that I wouldn't want those scammers to ruin it for the rest of the legit companies, and I wouldn't want us to have to change our model because of what scammers are doing. So, well, here's what I'll say. I think guarantees are what we're getting at is guarantees are kind of, important. And I know scammers can make these guarantees too. So guarantees with some sort of backing, whether that's 100% money back guarantee, whether that is um, something like that that provides the artist some confidence in A, knowing exactly what they're going to get, and B,
Mhm.
if they don't get that, some return. And don't get me wrong, I know scammers can say, look, we'll get you 1 million streams. If not, we'll give you 100% money back guarantee. They're scammers. They're not going to give you your money back, obviously. So I think that would come down to, as well as due diligence on the consumer's part. Like, for example, if you go to, and I don't know which are like the trusted stores in Turkey, but like in Canada, if you go to like Walmart, something that you buy there is going to be credible. It's going to work. Whereas if I were to buy
Mhm.
something off of um, I won't name drop here, but if I were to buy something off of a discount website, I'll say that advertise AirPods for $10, I am, as a consumer, I am taking a risk that those are going to be what I think they are. So what
Mhm.
would your thoughts be on A, I guess companies putting a guarantee forward, B, backing that guarantee with, let's say, money back, and then C, still having it in the artist's hands to do due diligence to make sure that that company is legit. Do you think those three things working together could resolve those issues?
Companies legit part, let's start companies legit part, you can understand that just some people already get screwed. You can understand like this because they gonna put their story for the music, at least when I want to do something, any campaign or something with the one company, something that I am writing down to do, I am googling it, and I am seeing these reviews, the how is it, some of bad, some of good, this and that. But if there is something very, very the bad one, this is the red signal in the end. So understanding that part, it means the someone screwed already, and so you can just see this person and not doing the same mistake like them. And this is the just understandable, because the other way, um I don't know. Even my last thing actually is a kind of the so credible person, when you see the even the his portfolio, this and that is giving you so much trust to you.
Mhm.
Oh, if he has a these artist, the probably he's a decent guy, this and that. But in the end, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. All these things,
Mhm.
and didn't show me. And when I saw these guys, actually, I thought, really, this is legit, because the working with these guys, the how he can, to put his reputation, the doing the some couple, the dollars, euros, something. And but unfortunately, it's happening. And so uh,
Yep.
because of this, there is just a try thing, you don't have any other chance to just you need to do your work again, the as a searching the googling it, And if there's a chance actually the talking face to face and understanding these people approach, how is it this and that, and so you can avoid some bad result like this. But this is also not a, again, the certain things it can happen the anytime you can do your work, but still it can happen anytime,
Absolutely.
unfortunately. Because
Yeah,
of this actually I am these, the some parts, if putting you in, because in the end this is the money, and when you putting yourself in secure part, secure area with the money, actually you are secure, because you're gonna say that if something gonna happen in a battle, you're gonna say, okay, this money I, the didn't lose it. So because of this I am saying this 50% or the subscription, these kind of things could be as a solution.
hmm, yeah. Let's move on there. I think we could kind of go back and forth there for some time. I want to move into kind of the last topic of this episode, which is talking about. I know you wanted to kind of talk about how A&Rs evaluate or scout upcoming artists. And is there
Yeah.
something that you would like to put forward in regards to
Yeah, of course, because this is
that?
another pain point for the bedroom producers. I think this is the biggest one could be. Just again, I am thinking about the true side. Yes, they are getting the thousand demos, because the when see any tutorials or something, or their videos at YouTube, they always saying we are sorry getting these thousand things, we cannot come back, this and that. Okay, but at least this uh, percentage getting back to the producer should be a little bit high. Even the not giving the any return to these guys first, it seemed to me a little bit disrespectful. And maybe okay that they are not taking the always the very good demos, and listening to some very bad production, this and that. But I'm sorry, this is the nature of this business.
Can I
So
go back a bit? I just want to make sure I'm totally understanding this. So it's paying to send a demo to a label? Is that what you're
mm, there are that kind of ways too, actually. There are some middle guys to, the reaching the ERs. Again, this is like a marketing issue. The it's calling the label pitching, placement, these things. And because when you're sending the normal demo, you suggest that there are these websites, and you are
yeah,
sending by the mail, and
yeah,
or there is other
avoid those
way.
websites.
And so just I'm talking about the label websites you are using it, sending the demo, and they don't have a time, but they can be more good about it, I think, because I understand them too, but I'm expecting they should understand us too. And if uh, they don't have enough time, they can hire the more ER than, the I'm not saying this for the small or the middle levels, and maybe they don't have the money to hire the people, but for the big guys, I'm sorry, that they are making the billions, and after that, we are sorry, we don't have enough people, enough time to listening your demos, but they're expecting from the producers doing your job. You should send best work, okay? So you are asking the 100% from me, but you are saying that I will not do it the 100% job. This is unfair again. You are expecting I need the good quality music, and I am saying I have, and listen it. You are saying no, I don't have a time. This is also unfair again, because they are expecting to put all your times, again the money, and then no social life, these kind of things, and after that they are saying sorry, we don't have a time. So because of this, I think, also a little bit again the out of the subject, most of people going to do doing this self-release and the being the independent artist, because this is really unfair, you know, and they are trying to do something to just by themselves, because the even after the actually there's a that part too, even after the releasing these big guys, maybe they gonna, because of the you are small or the you are new guy, and they gonna take the 100% or this revenues, this and that, and you will make a zero money again, you know. And I see year and year, and one of my friend also talked during the ADE, this percentage is going up, independent artist amount. And they so make a sense, because the everything is against the new artist, you know, the when you see the every lines, and is not going anything the, oh, really you should do this for us, and we can do this success together. No, just everyone wants to get all this money, all this success to, and in their side, and then not want to sharing with the artist, and this unfair, another moment in the industry, I think.
I have a lot to say on labels. I don't want to. I know I'm playing devil's advocate in this podcast, and I'm happy to defend them. I don't agree with a lot of what I'll be saying here because I do stand with the artist. But again, I'm going to take the side of the label here. And
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of misconceptions around sending demos to labels. I think a lot of the reputable labels, and I don't have stats on this, but from what I see, a lot of the reputable labels are saying don't send us unsolicited material because we won't be listening to it. And a lot of those middlemen that offer those services of like, hey, send me your demo, I'll pitch it to people at Def Jam, Capital, whatever it may be, are scammers or just really screwing the artist over in the sense that maybe they'll send it to them. Maybe they have an email to Def Jam or whatever, but that email is never going to get opened. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, just being blunt here, you are, for those that are sending demos to labels, you're wasting your time. And if somebody's making you pay for that, you're wasting your money on it too. It's nothing is ever going to come from that nowadays. I don't, if somebody says otherwise, I'm happy to hop on a call and just have a debate with them because what I see is you're wasting your time and money on that. So that's one thing I want to put
Yeah.
out there. Now, kind of defending the labels a little more in the sense that, um, there's you were kind of mentioning labels are screwing over artists. I agree with you, but to take the stance of a label here, without the investment from the label, like the label is offering the artist money alone to release an album, to potentially go on tour and all of that. Without the label, the artist would not have, generally speaking, the funds to give that non a shot. So in that, from that standpoint, without the label, the artist is never going to have that opportunity to, release that record with amazing producers, to potentially go on tour, to collab with, superstars alike. What I will say is you talked about labels taking, big cut and that cut increasing, and that cut is, it's big. I'm not gonna deny that, but at the end of the day, the label is investing. Let's say you sign a $2 million deal. The label is loaning you $2 million for you to put this out there. And if you're only making, $1.5 million from that back, as a label that loaned you that 1.5 million, would it not be my right to take all of back because I'm still in the whole 500K? And as somebody that
Mhm.
is a little against labels, I'll jump in here. I'm kind of playing two parts now. I think that artists need to be more aware of what they're getting themselves in for because it is a loan. Labels are not here to give you money in hopes it works out in terms of not having it be repayable. It is completely repayable. It is a glorified loan that really screws the artist. So I think artists need to have, there needs to be more education around that and knowing what they're getting in for. So if they are signing a $2 million deal and with that they release an album, and they go on tour, but all of that only brings in, $1.8 million in revenue, let's say. They're still in debt to the label, $200,000 plus, those royalties, because interest basically, because the label's not in this to break even, they're in this to make money. So at that point, what the artist has to do, being in debt $200,000, which is a lot of money, is they pretty much have to sign another deal, putting themselves more in debt, but hoping this time that it's going to work out. So let's say they sign another $2 million
Yeah.
deal. They're now $2.2 million in debt, but this time there's a chance, that they make 3.5 million. And it's really a trap. And the label can drop that artist at any time. I think the stats show that almost 99% of artists that sign major labels never release their first album. So I think there's a lot of education around labels that needs to be brought forward more, and especially in the sense of labels signing new undiscovered talent, because it really doesn't happen. Labels aren't even signing that many artists nowadays, and especially those that they receive demos
Yeah.
for. Those just collect dust. So I'm sure you have some thoughts on what I've shared there, but that's kind of what I'd say from the label standpoint, and also a bit of my own stance on that.
From the last point, they are not designing it because they expecting the ready product. They're expecting you did everything as a production way, as a good track, as a marketing. You already have funds, even though you are playing this somewhere, doing some small shows, the local shows, something, and trying the getting this product. But when you are talking, actually, this is again, I told this said this word so much, unfair, but this is I don't know the any other word for this unfair thing. Let's think about again the any other industry. If you are making the new product and you are doing the one plan about it, and first about the design, and after that the production, and after that the marketing, and the putting the marketing and expecting the making this money, you know but every time is not happening, right? And this is about, it can be textile company, and they can hire the very good designers there, putting the very good fabric there, the expensive this and that, putting the some shows about the marketing, and maybe they will not sell the how they expect, and they gonna lose the money about it. This is again the nature of the business, and if this is okay for that kind of the industrial areas, and if we call the music also business, and this is the industry, then why our lovely labels doesn't have any option to lose? They can lose, yes, and that they're stabilizing, their experience about the understanding. Oh, okay, this song is gonna pop up and it's gonna be so good, this and that, blah blah. So because they have ears, they understand the audience, this and that. This is their job. And if they did the wrong call, okay, you're gonna lose the money. And this is happening everywhere. But when it's happening in the music industry, like no, I'm not taking it. Again, is going back to the first I said, that because of this they are looking the ready product, because they don't want to lose any penny, and because of this they are checking these socials, these TikTok numbers, the Instagram reels, this and that.
Yep.
And so because those kind of things is minimizing their losses, so, but this is unfair because as an artist I am coming already with the product, I have something in my hand, and I am volunteer to share with you, but you are saying to me, okay, I'm taking the all of it, and what we're gonna do about this? I will not give back anything to you. How? This is my product, and you are just selling it, and you are saying to me, no, this is mine, and that's it. This is, I don't know, it's blowing my mind, how it can happen. Because of the even there are some cases, actually, even this happening to some famous artists, and that some deals between these major labels, blah blah. But even there's a worst point for the upcoming artist, and Reaching is the one problem. After the reaching is the another problem. The how I'm gonna make this money, and because I want to do this as a profession, right? This is my goal. And for this, and every profession is creating some income for himself or herself, to their families, this and that. The why I am not the lucky guy about this, and I need to make this money too, from this work. And it's so simple, actually. Just this, I don't know, should I call the greedy or something, is changing this part. Normally deal is so simple, everything is so simple, just the people are making complicated all these things. And but labels, yes, the as an audience they are reaching, they know how to spread your track to whole world, this and that. They have this power, yes, but I am not coming to you like empty hands. I'm coming something, and if you see the value what I have, so we need to share this. You have a one power about what you did until now, about the marketing, all these the audience, okay, and I am coming to my value, and let's share it, and let's put all these things to the one cap, and do something together. But no,
Well, let me
you will
let me
not
jump
get
in. Let me
anything.
jump in
Just
on that then, because I hear where you're coming from, and I think a common misconception is that labels are there to take you from 0 to 100. They're more so to take you there from 50 to 100. As you touched on, it is important that you have the great music, the following, that you're already making money from your music from a label standpoint. Um, oh, I totally lost my train of thought now. Okay, one thing I will say is labels can do that. Labels are doing that because they can, right? Like they're screwing artists and making more money off of it because they can. When it comes to the music business, there's no barrier to entry. Anyone can put out a song. It's not like if you want to be a doctor, right, you need to get a medical degree. If you want to be a lawyer, you need to pass the bar or whatever. For music, anyone can release music. So labels are in the driver's seat. They have a massive audience that they can pick from, so to speak. And because of that, they can have unfavorable terms. What I will say is it's always up to the artist on whether they want to sign that deal. They can walk away from deals. The label is there putting a deal in front of you. Is it unfavorable to the
mhm,
artist? Generally speaking, yes. But you're not forced to
mhm,
sign it as an artist. You can walk away and you can go the route of getting an investor for your music. You can work out a private agreement with them, whether that is whatever, whether it's royalties, equity, something that's more favorable than a label. What I'll also touch on as well is a label is not there just to amplify the music itself. They're there to amplify your entire brand. They're there to get you TV appearances, to get you on the late night show with Jimmy Fallon. I'm not sure what the turkey one equivalent to that is, but they're there to get you brand partnerships. They're doing so much more for you beyond the music itself. And they're getting you in the room and they're getting you deals that you most likely would not be able to get on your own. And that's one thing I'll say. It's so much more than just marketing the music and putting that team behind you for that. It is getting you these other revenue streams that would not be possible without a label. But I'll leave it with the question for you is I agree the terms are unfavorable. I personally recommend artists steer away from labels, but from the label standpoint, they are giving you this opportunity and they're not forcing you to sign. You have the decision at the end of the day to sign or to walk away and do something else. So, with that information in mind, do you think that at the end of the day, while it's not favorable, the decision is still with the artist?
of course, it's still the artist. You can get your decision like this. Every decision have a pros and cons, right?
Hmm.
Just a label thing, I can explain this as a production way. Like I said, the every though, without buying any third-party plugins, you can do music, right? But when you buy those plugins, VSTs, this and that, actually is giving you the shortcut. Maybe you're gonna do this some EQ thing or some other the reverb whatever thing, But with this tool, you are making more fast. Like when you are buying this
Mhm.
VST, like you are buying the your time because you are doing the more short time. The label thing also same. When you are doing this deal, they have already, as I said, this power, audience, this and that.
Right.
And while reaching this audience is like a shortcut for you, and you are reaching immediately to this audience to which you targeted. But because of, again, because of they have this shortcut option, because this is their power, but that power could not convert or get back to you, in this way, because as I said, you are not going there the empty hands, not giving the anything, this and that. And so, or at least those deals, it can happen because the doesn't mean that every track is gonna be hit. There's a billions tracks in the end till now, and just some of them is getting the hit, but the other ones, also there's the music, and some people still listening it, right? And you can make a deal according that, and this is about on them actually, because they need to understand what can hit. That as a artist, actually, I'm always doing my hit.
Mhm.
I am doing my hit finish, and I am starting the other hit. My all things actually feeling me my hit when I am playing it, when I am listening it, because of my emotion already there, and I am living my emotion, and this my hit already. But this doesn't mean they actually for the audience is gonna be like this and they're gonna feel like me.
Right.
So this is the label job. Label gonna understand. Okay, this is the 5 out of 10. This is the 7 out of 10. This is 10 out of 10. This is their job to understand this, and making the deal according this. Even they can share it actually. For example, this is fine and fair. They can say look, I'm doing this business 20, 30, 50 years, whatever. Your song, okay, as a production quality, we are there. We accept this quality, but I know what's going to happen about this track, and so I can offer this for you
Mhm.
as a promotion, as a marketing budget, like this. And if you want more, maybe I can get more percentage for you. They can put that kind of deals. And it can be some discussable things, not just pushing you to yes or no. And
Right.
so
The the thing is that
of course for, uh,
I
yes.
was just gonna say, I mean, yes, I think what you're saying is would be ideal. Unfortunately, labels don't need to do that. They can continue to do what they are doing and make it
uh,
work, make it be more
it's
profitable
happening
than if
because
they
of
what's that?
amount also. You know I don't care because of the amount.
Mhm.
Amount is extremely huge. Because of this they don't care. If they lose you, okay, next, because there is next.
Exactly. Yeah.
So because of you're
Mhm.
gonna buy it or leave it. Just
Yeah.
they are coming to you like this. We are allowed
Yeah.
because of this.
You're disposable to them, basically. What I will say is labels have changed over the last 5 years, over the last 30 years, over the last 50 years. They're always finding a way to be present, but with AI, with this empowerment era, they're going to be changing some more. The structure is going to be changing. Maybe that's going to be favoring artists, maybe not. I mean, labels have survived and thrived for many years, so I personally think they'll find a way to continue to work, whether that however that looks. But we at the end of the day, we don't know. This could start a conversation with, and especially with artificial intelligence and all that, that could shift into the artist's favor. Do I think that'll happen? Probably not, just because of the size of the market for labels still, but at the same time, they're going to have to change if they want to survive. So how that's going to look, I don't know. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting though. I know we've covered a lot. This has kind of been in depth. I've enjoyed it. I've found it a little difficult for myself to play the part of a label, but also stand with what I believe in for the artist. I've thoroughly enjoyed it though. I want to give you
Yeah.
kind of the final word on this. Is there anything else you would like to say on labels, on the marketing, on anything else we've talked about this episode?
No, just again, firstly, I want to thank you too having me, and it was a nice talk and sharing my opinions, the ideas, and just as a whole world and for all things, just only music. The being fair is not a bad thing. Being a good person also is not a bad thing, and those things always gonna help us
Mhm.
and gonna return to us in a good way. So as a just I'm wishing very very big luck to all bedroom upcoming artists, and just uh, we all hope can achieve our dreams, because I know I have friends all over the world, and they are working so hard,
Mhm.
and just I can hope this and that they can achieve just like this. I'm so happy to talk. Thank you about this chance. Yes, time for your time.
No, it's my pleasure. I really enjoyed this, and I think as I touched on in the introduction, it's a much needed conversation. I hope this kickstarts, a larger conversation, and that's all we
Mhm.
can hope for at this point. As a company, we are always going to stand with the artist. I want you to know that, because I don't know how well I played the label side at points and the snobby executive, but truly speaking, we are here to support artists, to empower artists. If there's anything that you believe would help you along in that career, for creatives listening in, feel free to get in touch with myself or the company. We'll have links below. I'll also include a link to Bad Bunky, so you can connect with him, share some maybe tips, maybe connect with each other, maybe collaborate on a project, something like that.
Always.
Until next time, though, I've been Mac, that's been Arkin, and you've been absolutely amazing. Take care and keep making music.